Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you very much for being here. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you, new and returning. Just know that I'm eternally grateful never to take advantage or assume that you will continue to be a part of the channel, but just feel it, I recognize it, and I appreciate it greatly. So this is the reading I'm doing today for the sign of Gemini for the month of July. And it's still at the latter part of June. Today's June 28th, 2020. But I figured I would get it started because it takes a good 2 or 3 or 4 days, actually a little longer now, because I have a new kitty. And she has a little, he, Clipper, short for eclipse, because we're in eclipse season. He's my new companion and my clearly soulmate for now. So I'm kind of working around his schedule. I just put him down. He's right next door, and eventually you'll meet him. He's unbelievable. He's a Taurus, and he's phenomenal. And I won't say much more about that. But for the reading, this can be for Sun, Moon, and Rising Gemini. Gemini, you had your Sun season not that long ago. We're in Cancer season now, but you were just last month, and we had Venus in retrograde. I think pretty much predominantly during your whole Sun season. Now, retrograde Venus is not a bad thing, and no retrogrades, nothing's bad. It's just, it affects us in different ways, right? So we had the retrograde in Venus, which is all about love, all about our money, our important things, the things we love, the things we feel good about, the things that make us feel good, makes us look good, just that kind of magical dust that happens from the planet of Venus, which is the Venetian planet of love and beauty and all that gorgeous stuff. When it's in reverse or retrograde, basically it's about really kind of going inward more than we would otherwise, and certainly in relationships. So I could see and feel predominantly that you were, going through in your mind and outwardly with a significant other, a great friendship, a partnership, really kind of reviewing in your mind things that need to be worked on moving forward, things that need to be clarified and cemented, and just moving forward in a better, stronger way. So that's the time to reassess all that. That's the whole part of retrograde. You reevaluate, redo. We think, revisit, relax, kind of let things come to us. And we're still in a retrograde season, big time, with 5 planets, because Venus went forward 2 days ago, actually on the 25th, in your sign still. So trust me when I tell you, whatever might have been kind of questionable or not feeling as comfortable as you were wanting it to in regards to relationships of all kinds, that is moving forward. And it takes a little time, and there's a little bit of a shadow period, and then full tilt ahead, boy. It's on with you. It's on with your connections. It's on with your communications again. We're Mercury retrograde this month clearly affects all of our communications and transportations, anything that's moving, right? That can be kind of confusing during the time, but it's going to go forward July 12th. So not too much longer. Mercury is the planet of thinking and commerce and communication, and that's your ruling planet, Gemini. So you're probably feeling it, but you're going to get through it. We all do. It's just knowing it is most of the battle, I would say. Just knowing that's what's going on. You're not going crazy. You'll hear and talk to people. You can connect the dots with your friends and associates. They too are having issues with their computers or whatever it is that's electronic. So that is truly happening. And then we're in eclipse season. So that's huge. This is huge, huge times. This is powerful times. This is transformational times. There's transformation at all times in our life, and that's the reality. There's eclipses every year. We did change the series though, because every 18 months it happens in twins. You'll have, 2 specific signs in the seasons of the eclipses. For example, we're finishing the Cancer Capricorn. Cancer was the second one in June, which was the first day of summer, give or take. It was the 21st. And that was in Cancer, and it's the new moon, and it was the, new eclipse. It was just like such heartfelt, emotional energy with the water sign like that. Its sensitivity, its vulnerability is really coming to the forefront. I feel like an air sign like yourself has a lot of thoughts a lot of times. That's how you operate. That's how you function best, when you're able to think things through and communicate and have your thoughts be how you regulate your life, bottom line. And then all of a sudden you get that sneaky energy of not sneaky, but we're in sun sign Cancer, the new moon, retrograde in Cancer, so your heart is really, really opening up. So with Venus going forward now, I'm just saying, I think predominantly for you and everybody to a certain extent, you're going to have a lot about your heart, your love, your devotion, your family. Cancer's about family, the things you're familiar, the people that mean the most to you, your closest, whether it's friend, family, there's all different types of families other than the ones we're born into. So that's going to be huge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out the cards. I'm going to, talk as I'm doing it, lay out the cards. I like to do, for those that are new, kind of a format of 4 major topics for the month of July. And then I'm going to be reading you from 3 of the beautiful oracle guidance cards. So the tarot, I like to use my psychic and intuitive abilities that come through, even before I start your reading, to be honest. The information starts to come through. And I use the tarot, of course, as a conduit for the messages. And then with the oracle messages, though, that are specifically for you this month as a Gemini, and and then each sign, they get their message. I love seeing how it just seems to generally synchronistically get in line with the messages that came from the tarot. So let's get started. As I pull these together here, of course, I'll explain everything that you need to know. We have a bunch of repeats, and I had just been doing this shuffling. Very interesting. This was very comparable to Taurus. So I don't know if you're involved with the Taurus or an earth sign. I don't know if you have a lot of earth in your chart, but for some of you, this is going to be because you're very similar to Tauruses. So you might want to watch Taurus. And I always suggest that anyway. Just, yes, it's your sun reading, but your moon and rising are equally, if not more important sometimes, and may resonate more. So I'm going to put that aside for now, finish up the rest of the little shuffling, and explain to you what these oracle messages and guidances have to say for you specifically, all the beautiful Geminis. I love you, Geminis. I'm a sister air sign, so I've always had a lot of Gemini friends and associates. And it's not a coincidence. It all makes perfect sense the more you delve into astrology. It's so beautiful and so kind of fulfilling and rewarding to kind of really understand more. I love understanding myself, but I love understanding others and why we connect and interact and all the variables of that. And you can never learn enough. My interest in the occult has been since I was 12 when I found out I was a Libra in the astrology. It went from there. It's never stopped. But yeah, that was part of the reason too, because you just keep learning more and more. And it's beautiful. Now, hopefully you're going to resonate with this, but if you don't give up. Sometimes you do, sometimes not. It might be that it's not going to happen right at the beginning of July, so you might want to see it at the beginning and then come back. Or like I said, check your readings for the other moon and ascendant. Now, my ideal is to have a chart that anyone can click on as a link. Trust me, I have so many beautiful, wonderful ideas, as this is what I want to do completely in another year or so. However, with the shelter in and so forth, the ability to get the assistance and help, and then retrograde, we don't really want to mess with all that information, but it's coming forth, and this is the good time for all of us. So let me start with your reading. I like to always do the catalyst or the foundation card. Beautiful. You have the Three of Cups. Excuse me, Gemini. Celebration, man. Emotion. The cups are the water sign. So right there you're in tune. You're feeling it. You're feeling that emotion, you know. It's not that you're not an emotional sign whatsoever, but you just are used to the head and the analyzing and the ability to really kind of understand and strategize through the brain. And that heart has really been affecting you and opening you up. And now you're just going to like, I want my cups full. I'm ready. I've gone through a lot of, maybe disillusionment comes to mind. I think a lot of us have. But you're cool with that. You understand that. And you even know why. But you're ready for that change. And that new moon, boy, let me tell you, that's going to set the pace for newness. Should you decide that, and reminding you, these cards and these messages are simply to guide you, to bring you upliftment, to bring you some insight. The energies are there. How you choose to incorporate that in your life is always your choice. It's always free will. So that has to be said by me because that's just the reality of it. But I love their guidance. I love it when they're wanting to share information, and that's why I do this. But you got the Three of Cups. So also you could be very much in tune with friends or family or a loved one that has a lot of water in their chart, or they are either Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. So only you will know that. I'd love you to comment if that is the case. But the month of July has a very festive and let's get things started. I am pretty much done with the slow retrograde. Yes, it's empowering, it's important. We need that, and I hope you're able to kind of relax into it. Take that time for you with your loved ones, your family, and so forth, knowing that things are opening up legitimately in the world. So we want to have fun, we want to take care, we want to be safe and all the precautions. But everybody's eager. It's summer. It's gorgeous, you know? So that's your base, that's your foundation. That is a beautiful start. And then the first overall energy for the month is the Page of Swords, okay? So yeah, you are in your element. This is you. This is, your energy is with you. Your youthful kind of desire and eagerness to get things going, to get the information you need to start whatever it is you had thought about prior to all this, regenerating, getting it back to the beginning stage. It's a page represents the messages having to do with communication, writing, any kind of, you know, medium, which could be certainly internet. Maybe you do a vlog or a podcast, or you're starting a YouTube channel. You're very, very excited. You know what you want to do now. You've had this month, and a lot of us wanted to do things, but we just knew that it wasn't quite the right time. Well, that's coming up. The third eclipse is on the 5th. That culminates everything. It's a full moon in Capricorn, the last of the series I was talking about. It was Cancer and, Capricorn for the last 18 months. And then when I just started the Sagittarius, it's Sagittarius and Gemini series. So that's you. You've got this power behind you. What are you about? What is Sagittarius about? Truth. Speaking our truth, cutting out with the swords, just cutting out the things that absolutely no longer belong in your life, will not suit your highest good. You know, truth, justice, fairness, friendliness, kindness, fun, movement, you know, beautiful, beautiful energies, and it's right there with you. Also, a younger person, maybe sometimes children might be more active in your situation now. You might be helping them prepare for a part of their new journey, because everyone is affected by these new planet, you know, energies like the new moon. So, and when it comes to the eclipses, they can last 3 to 6 months or longer. They represent a storyline in our lives. So you start to get some of it. Some get it right away. Some it doesn't happen until later. But by the end of the year, for sure, until the next series starts, December and January, you're going to have the the answers. But yeah, the third and final will be, of this series, is going to be July 5th. A lot of information, a lot of beautiful, beautiful things. Now, the next one you have for the possible blessings or obstacles is the Seven of Cups. There are those cups again. You have a lot of options, Gemini, and it's not surprising for you because you're extremely versatile. You're a mutable sign. You're very capable of changing situations if that's what you have to do now, which a lot of people have. You adapt extremely well. You're very intelligent, so you get things quicker than most. You're really good about sharing information with people. You might be helping yourself. You might be helping others with information that they've been waiting to hear on, and you know, the proper channels to get it legally and so forth with the governments and all the various things going on, you know. Just is so much sometimes. Hopefully you're shutting out a good amount of that and just listening to what you need to where it comes to your heart and your loved ones and your emotions, and feeling as grounded as you can, but making a decision that's the best for you, because you will be presented with a lot of options. Or you're very in tune right now and surrounded with the water signs, or you yourself have quite a bit in your chart. That's the Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpios. The water signs, like I said, are the intuits. They are the incredibly sensitive, receptive, just feeling the energy and just knowing, you know, just innately knowing, and you've got that heightened. Dreams come through very powerfully with information. You know, retrogrades bring back persons in our lives. Maybe somebody's coming back for good or bad. You have to make the choice. Is it good? Is it right? You know, do you want that person back in your life? Yeah, a lot of that was being thought about during your retrograde. So I think you have a lot of your answers. But now we're just going to take it slow. We're not going to go crazy. Now, under the category of love, you have the Ace of Wands. This is super strong indicator of sexual energy and action. I mean, this is the fire element, okay? So it's all about passion, all about motivation, making things happen. We're out of the thinking phase, we're out of the heart phase, we're out of the let's do it. Physical, tangible results. Maybe those ideas, maybe they're just like I said, it's time in July. And I would say if it hadn't started before, definitely by the 13th, 14th, when Mercury has gone forward, particularly because it's in your ruling planet, Mercury, yeah, it'll just clear the air a little better. It could happen before, though. It's on, it's powerful, it's sensual and sexual and exciting. And if it's not a romance or a relationship, it is absolutely an idea to, you know, come into the fore. You've been waiting a long time, and it's beautiful, beautiful energy, Gemini. I'm excited to hear what that could be for you. Now, in the category, under the category of finances, we have the Tower. Tower's the major arcana. Everyone's like, oh, the Tower, God. You got to have Tower in your life. We have to have Tower. We've already had Tower. All of us has gone through Tower these last few months. Towers are probably the best thing that's happened to us in a lot of ways, not necessarily what I'm speaking of as far as being in our homes. Ideas that come through because of the restriction that was placed upon us. Things have been thought about, and ideas are coming out of our minds and our expression and our imagination that we had not even thought was possible. That's an amazing part of a Tower. You know, doing away with the part that's not working, refiguring it, like I said, all the retrograde, let's figure this out, because I'm not ready to let go of something completely. If it's not something new, it's something going back to again, and you're more determined than ever. It's on, you are fired up and ready and trusting and creating that, you know, you're creating your reality, but you also, I think you have some great, great ideas. Just hold on to them, write them down. Sometimes they come in so quickly and so much that with the option card here as well, you just need to write stuff down, because too many things might be a problem. Narrow it to 1 or 2. Do yourself a big favor. Gemini, you're capable of very much. You're versatile. You've got that ability to do a lot at once. Multitasking is one of your fortes, but I would suggest for you to just really keep it to 1 or 2 and just focus on that, because that energy, when it's condensed and concentrated like that, that's when the magic really, really happens. That's pretty powerful. It could have already happened. I don't know. I mean, you know, time is not linear, so I'm feeling like if not, you'll know in July. Think of it as a positive. Anything that wasn't working is going away. If you don't do that when it comes to the Tower, it's going to happen for you. So be ahead of it. I mean, why not? That's the only card that wasn't the same. It's a different form, under different categories, but as Taurus. Taurus did not have the Tower that I know of. If it did, I don't even know what to tell you. I mean, you saw me shuffling, so my hands are up with that one. But let's go on to the category and the beautiful energy that's provided with you by the Oracle of Money and the Law of Attraction. Because money is really important. It always has been. We have to have it to function. It's how we think about it that really creates what's going on in our lives. And we don't know that a lot of times. I started listening to Abraham Hicks, who are these amazing entities and oracles that give us this guidance through Esther Hicks. If you ever get a chance, if you don't have any recordings, you can go on YouTube. It puts such incredible insight and a deeper understanding of the law of attraction, of the energy of money, which is like everything is energy, right? So is money. So why not bring it in abundance? Because there's enough for everybody is what their main belief is. And I'm willing to believe that. Your card, though, for all of you Geminis, nothing is more important than that I feel good. Absolutely. So I'll read what that means and says for you. Whenever you are feeling less than good, if you will stop and say, nothing is more important that I feel good, I want to find a reason now to feel good, you will find an improved thought. Anytime you feel negative emotion, you are in the mode of resisting something that you want. And that resistance takes its toll on you. It takes its toll on your physical body, and it takes its toll on the amount of wonderful things that you're allowing to come into your experience. Beautiful thoughts, right? This is what they are about. They want us to recognize the simple thought patterns that can bring this feeling, that can then in turn bring that exact thing that we want, versus pushing it away, right? Without our even knowing it. So it's just simple, beautiful lessons and information that I think is life-changing. So I hope you get that and you feel that. If you haven't ever followed them, they are predominantly just some of the most incredible forces for us. It was number 18. 1 and 8 in numerology is a 9. So that's the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new. What do you want to do with that? How do you want to change that? Tower, beautiful, beautiful epiphany. Ending of the old that's not serving you and starting of the new. Let's go on to your message from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reid. I've been using this deck now and regularly because I'm absolutely just taken by it so much, and I hope that you are too. Your card is the cosmos, creativity and vastness. And the pictures are beautiful. It's number 41, that equals a 5. 5 is about change, getting through challenges, using your creativity, recognizing just how huge life really is. Just look up at night, boy. You get lost, you know, go into the ocean. It's vast and it's incredibly powerful and beautiful. And it's there for us, supporting us, which is the most beautiful part of it all. So let me read this to you. Your particular guidance for the month of July and onward. I would say for most of you, a lot of these energies will be onward because of the retrograde that slowed things down, but also the eclipses. The cosmos appears only as an ally and never as a challenger. Creativity in all forms is represented by the cosmos. This is a sign to place your attention on creative projects. They will be successful. Remember that all of life is creative and you're always co-creating with the divine. The cosmos also represents the principle of infinity and vastness of the energetic exchange of consciousness influencing all living things. This teaches us that every intention we set is in fact contagious, with the power to influence others. We're entangled at our deepest energetic place, so we can't help but have an effect on others, from an individual level to a global one. This is a sign to remind you to open up to the well of creativity deep within you and to be mindful of your thoughts and actions. Both are influencing your outer world. More important, keep taking action towards your goals. As the cosmos responds perfectly to manifest your highest destiny, expect to be inspired and to meaningfully touch others with all that you create. Beautiful, beautiful message and loving guidance for you, Gemini. I love it. I pray that you get that, and I think you are, because you're super creative people anyway. This is just like I said, it just is all working in line, and serendipitous, what is that? Serendipity type of energy. Last but not least, your super attractor manifestation card. Once again, law of attraction, putting out and then bringing in exactly what you put out. Feeling that life that you want. With everything you are, when I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. Look at the powerful clouds and the purples for the third eye and the passion in your, that would be your root chakra, your sacral, your creativity. Full force, Gemini. We're coming out of retrograde. This is the time. The energy is moving. You have to be feeling it, and I know we're all eager, maybe even anxious, but just grounding ourselves, listening to these messages that help you. I know it helps me. I certainly listen to my favorite tarot readers and psychic leaders in the field, because just that confirmation of things we already know, but we need to hear it sometimes, right? There it is for you. I really greatly appreciate you being here. If you liked what you saw, please do push the subscribe button, and it's free. And definitely, if there's that little notification bell, you can see when I upload, because it's try to keep it at the same time right now. But hopefully I'll be going back to work as a massage therapist next month. Whew, that'd be beautiful. And so anyway, take great care of yourself. Thank you again for your time. I love you, and until next time, bye-bye.